You know, if we're going to reject Christianity, then let's do it based upon the alleged facts of history. The reason is most people reject the miracle of the resurrection because of their philosophical bias. Dr. Ernest Renan said, "There is no such thing as a miracle. Therefore, the resurrection did not take place." I was speaking in a graduate class at the University of Tennessee, and during my talk, the professor interrupted me, and he said, "I reject the resurrection. It never happened. It never could have happened." And I said, "Sir, did you do that because you examined the evidence historically and found the evidence not to be reliable? Or did you reject it because of your philosophical bias that there is no supernatural, that we live in a closed system, and even if there is a God, He cannot intervene in that system. Therefore, within the universe, everything must have a natural explanation"? This professor was honest. In front of the entire class, he said, "It's because of my philosophical bias, not because I've ever examined the evidence for it." That is true of most people, even though a lot of people don't even realize it. As a person who wanted to discover the truth of Christianity, is it true or is it false? If it is true, I will follow it. If it is false, I will walk away and never turn back. But what I had to do, to be intellectually honest, I had to examine the evidence of history surrounding the person of Jesus Christ and the resurrection. And I came to the conclusion that historically, as I examined the evidence, that the evidence showed that on the third day, that tomb was empty, and that for 40 days He appeared to the disciples, as they said in their own words, with many convincing proofs that He was raised from the dead. I discovered that historically. Well, how should we, even as Christians, approach history? What is a scholarly, what I would consider a reasonable, rational approach to history? In the next several segments, I want to lay out some of those principles of how we study history.